All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Lecture 25, Part 3. Just going to spend a few minutes here talking about Let's Play videos and live streams in general, just to talk about what they are and sort of how they impact the industry. So, Let's Play videos or live streams of people playing video games that are spectated by others, often with commentary. The streamer offers commentary. Often there's a chat window, like in Twitch, where you can interact with the streamer. Uh, Both Xbox One and PlayStation 4 had streaming capability built into them via like a share button. And this phenomenon kind of takes place on multiple platforms. Primarily Twitch is the big way to think of it, but also YouTube and Mixer and a few others. Some streamers have been able to turn this into fame and fortune, right? They're professional streamers now. So you have people like PewDiePie, who was believed to have made 4 million in 2013, Ninja off of Twitch, who got signed to the multi-million-dollar switch to Mixer by Microsoft. So if you're good at this, you can actually make your living doing this, and some people do very well for themselves. But this raises some questions for the game industry, right? How do companies feel about someone else monetizing their intellectual property, right? I spent $10 million making a game, and then, a streamer who's very popular can make $1 million off of it. Now, if that equals more than $1 million in sales of my game, I'm probably pretty happy about that. But then making money off of my intellectual property that I've invested all that time and effort into, and maybe if it's not increasing sales, rather it's reducing them because people aren't buying my game because they'd rather just watch Ninja play it or somebody else, is a real dilemma for the game industry. And different companies have reacted to this very differently. Some companies are like, "Yay, stream my stuff, great, more publicity for me, maybe some new fans." Other companies, particularly Nintendo, have been very what's the word I'm looking for? Like litigious. Basically, they sue. Basically, they warn everybody that if you're using Nintendo intellectual property to make money, you have to agree to their terms or prepare to defend yourself in court. So it's a very what's the word I'm looking for here? It's a very fluid situation, right? There's some companies that are okay with it, some that are not. And as a streamer, you're having to judge whether or not that's going to be okay. And of course, some companies take advantage of this. There have been questions raised by companies about the use of their property related monetization. Some companies allow it with restrictions. Smaller companies often allow Let's Play to work as advertisements and promotions. So they'll try to get a very popular streamer to play their game just to get the word out. And as I said before, Nintendo is very much going after people who made, or in the past year or two, heavily went after people who did Let's Play of Nintendo games, and essentially told them they were going to take, I think it was 80 or 90% of their income from Nintendo generated streams, or they were going to have to cease streaming because Nintendo was going to take them to court for intellectual property infringement. So Nintendo has been one of the strictest about not streaming their games for profit. Other companies take different views on it. Very much depends on the company's side. Now, streamers argue that their use of games while they're streaming them falls under the fair use exception for copyrighted material, and we talked about that again at the beginning of the semester. So that's the example of showing clips of TV or movies in class, or playing a small amount of a game in class to demonstrate it. So these are there are carve outs to copyright law for very specific instances, but streaming is not covered by that. It's never been tested in court, and it's unlikely that it would survive, but who knows? But again, when you stream, and if you're streaming for money off of someone else's intellectual property, you're always taking the chance that that may come back to haunt you. But if you have 1 million followers and you generate a lot of sales for a company, they're probably going to let it go. So the Let's Plays and the live streams and things are kind of tricky because it's a really interesting phenomenon, right? One of the things it does is it sort of lessens the impact of the professional game sites like Kotaku and GameSpot and IGN, right? Why should I look at their review when I could just go on Twitch and see people actually playing the game and make my own judgments about whether that's a game that I'd like or not? It could lead to decreased revenue for game companies if people choose to watch streamers rather than play the games themselves, right? If I watch somebody streamer, the streamer might get some money, but the company that made the game will not. Um, and there are some game developers who are making games with Let's Player streaming in mind to drive sales. So it can actually impact the game design, right? If I know that streaming is going to be one of the main ways people find out about my game, I'm going to design my game in a way that makes it easy to be streamed or make it very streamer friendly. So there's that possibility. This could lead to a bigger overall audience for gaming. Maybe I'm not someone who wants to play games, but maybe I'll enjoy watching people play games. This could make esports and professional gaming a big thing, right? Particularly right now with the virus, right? There's no, we lost the March Madness tournament for basketball. There's no baseball right now. The NBA season has been canceled. It's not sure whether there's going to be football in the fall. So when you have this, people who really like sports and people who like gambling on sports, as that's become legal again in throughout the U.S., you may see a drive to esports, right? So we can watch people play games and place bets on them and all kinds of stuff. So the long term effects of this are still sort of hard to see, but there's no question it's become part of gaming culture, right? I use Twitch TV to demo stuff for class. Um, People Twitch stream for fun. If you're interested in a game, you can almost always find someone playing it on Twitch to check it out. How that impacts the success and failure of different games and game companies is going to be really interesting to watch. So that's just some brief thoughts on this phenomenon of streaming and Let's Plays that haven't really been resolved yet. So it'll be really exciting to see how those transition over the years and see if this leads to a big sort of boom in the esports world. So that's it for lecture 25. I hope you guys have a good week. Don't forget to turn in assignment 7, the last assignment of the assignment, and I hope everybody is staying safe and well. All right, we'll see you next week for lectures 26 and 27.